Trip. Been having some technical problems, seeing if it's going to work here, and it looks like it's working. So I will go ahead and all right. Meanwhile, I'm just going to get everybody joined just a second, so just bear with me. Sorry about all of this. We are having some problems, but hopefully this will work out. And yeah. Let's see. Boom, boom. All right. So sorry about this. You guys are probably sitting on the other. In the other. All right. So you got the link. Cool. Let me get everybody else involved that's in this other chat. I'll send them the link, but I got to find the link.
You've named the link test.
Okay, it just came up, so I'm just gonna, yeah. Let's see. Boom. Oh, look, they're already here. So we got some people already in here with us. Okay, cool. So they joined. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. That was a little bit of a technical difficulty over here. Welcome to the trip. I'm Gary. You see, we've got my man, Mr. Tom. How you doing, Mr. Tom?
Hello, Gary. Will that be goodbye to the magical 30-second intro of Doom? Doom.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. And Tony, how are you doing?
Not doing the best, COVID, but I'm here.
Cool. So you guys have joined us. That means you either, I don't know if it popped up on your screen or what happened here, but we are live now. And
we're live. We're live. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Send the link to everybody that was in the other chat. Hopefully they will join us and we'll get this thing going. All right. So they got the link and I will, meanwhile, here we go. So we're going to start talking. Okay. Matt, Mr. Tom, tell me about, this weekend's games. How was it for you?
You know what? I love this weekend's games. It was full of drama. It was full of excitement. There was lots of passing coffins around. I mean, what? I mean, no.
What university were you in that they were playing games on?
I tell you what, it was a great weekend for cricket and any sport that relies on football not playing for attendance.
Cool.
Allegedly.
All right. Cool. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Des, the Enforcers, joined us. Welcome. Big Gunner is in the house. Thank you. Got Stan the Man is here. Anybody? Oh, Bargav has joined us. Bargav, welcome. What up, mofos? There you go. I guess that's the way to do it.
Stan, Des, Bargav, yes. BX, Ben will be swooping in a minute. My boys. It's a list of my boys.
Yes.
Maybe.
I have one more. I gotta send a link on. I'll send a link anyways because I can't believe this thing just crashed on me like this. But I'll send a link and then we will get going. So, Tony, tell me about this weekend's games.
I don't like that they were called off. Don't like that Europa League games called off. Tom loves the fact that Tom's just ecstatic about that.
I'm fucking thrilled.
Mainly for me, I fit these in. It just should have kept playing.
You think they should have just kept playing them?
Yep.
Do you understand why they didn't?
Do they not have Capitol Police along with the Metropolitan Police, Tom?
Tony, part of the reason, for example, the specific games have been called off were because you need an increased police presence for Manchester United versus Leeds United and Liverpool and Chelsea versus Liverpool because of the nature of the matches. It's not just as simple as a regular police presence. The
Don't like-
potential for crowd violence means you need more coppers, and they can't spare more coppers because they're all going to be in London at the funeral.
Can't do it,
Still,
but
still don't like it, Tony?
no, don't like it.
That's
I can tell you why I'm thrilled at it, right? It's twofold. Firstly, my team could do with certain players, Rodrigo and Firpo and Bamford, getting more extra time to get into match fit shape, let's just say. So an extra month would do us lovely. And also, we were meant to play Nottingham Forest this evening. So it would have been nice to roll into Old Trafford on Sunday with a win against Nottingham Forest, which I'm confident we may have achieved. Whereas if we didn't play tonight but played Sunday, our last win was against Chelsea when we battered and destroyed Chelsea decisively. But it would have been nice to roll into Old Trafford with a win, which we wouldn't have had because we never played. And that would have put increased pressure if we didn't get the result there. So yeah, I'm quite pleased we're not playing the match. I'm not afraid of them. I'm afraid that it's a difficult fixture that we could do with a full squad for, quite frankly.
it kind of helps out. It helps out a lot of people that have
plus-
injury issues.
Plus, the fixture pile up will hurt them more than it hurts us.
That is true. That is true. And let me go through the chat real quick, and then I won't be as distracted now. I think I've got all the links out that I can put out. So hopefully everybody who's going to join gets to join. So let's go. You guys talking about some? Oh, yeah. I was late, and I was forgiven. Thank you. But that wasn't. It wasn't me. Let's just blame it on. It seems like Reststream was having some problems today. Because no matter what we did, we get 8 seconds and the show just canceled on us.
Sorry.
Ben Island has joined us over from the UK. What size Lee shirts do you need for the Villa game? What is he talking about?
He's
he must
trying
be
to get you some shirts.
Must be talking about when I'm coming for the North London Derby. I will be there, as it says below, but I don't think I need a shirt. I won't be wearing an Arsenal shirt, but I don't think I need a Leeds shirt. I'll be cheering for a good game. The home team hopefully will get a win, but I don't need a shirt. So don't waste your money. What is this, Bargav? Neymar Masterclass for free.
We weren't going to buy you the shirt, Gary. We was going to steal it.
Oh.
Somebody's closet, Gary.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, no, definitely the 10 days of mourning. You're right about that. I mean, I think it just takes a lot of time to do those things. It's a state funeral, what do they call it? So it's a big deal. We're gonna have a lot of people who want to come and be part of it that don't live in London, right? Don't live in England. So there'll be definitely needs for a lot of security.
I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I apologise. I'll hands up, so I'm wrong. But potentially, you will get more people turn up for that funeral than will go to any football match this weekend.
Definitely. It's a big deal.
That's why you need the police.
Arsenal Misfit, thanks for joining us. Yeah, Tony's got. When something interferes with his happiness, he doesn't like it.
Driscoll brothers. Oh, that's popped me quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a reference to Only Fools and Horses. It's a show in England.
Okay.
The Driscoll brothers.
I need to watch that. And Ray's he's poking the bear. My Gators team this weekend lost. And
I did call a victory for the Alabama Crimson Tide mid-game when they were losing, and I was quite impressed with myself.
Good. You went way over and took a risk there.
I know they were losing.
Bad time.
Well, one of the best teams in like college football for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, I said it, and I said, yeah. My exact words were, "You can't go against the Crimson Tide."
There you go. Yeah. What is this?
Leeds have been Leeds' worst enemy since 1919. They were 102 years old.
Yeah, I think the break is good, and we'll get in. The break is good, and we'll get into it and probably talk about it a little bit more. And yes, we are still top of the table, and as we're talking about, North London Derby and Leeds games and stuff like that. Look at Ray is going after me, man.
Hang on. Can I read that, Harris written? Yeehaw! How about the Cowboys?
See, this is I'm not liking this,
You
but in the back, I've got my, one of my friends who I'll be joining in North London Derby. Lola has joined us, and now we are.
What up, fellas?
We are doing good. We had a little bit of a hiccup there. Restream
all starts by Gary.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think maybe the problem is they keep hearing you call it Restream, like restroom. I believe it would be pronounced Restream, knowing the way these people Restream. Welcome to. I doubt they would name their company Restream. So maybe this is your fault, Gary.
Okay, maybe it's my fault. I'm sorry.
They've been watching.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but Ray's going after me because both my American football teams lost this weekend. And
wait, you have two American football? Oh, college
and pros. Yeah. So they're just letting Tony know that it's not a small thing to have a funeral for a queen who's been in.
They've had 20
years. It still takes a lot of people, silly man. It takes a lot of people. And football is not that important when it comes to the Royals. So deal with it.
Yeah, the Queen was the president of the Football Association.
There you go.
Are we gonna do it again when the king dies in like less?
Oh, Big Scunner, I don't think I like you anymore. Especially that guy you just named there. Oh my gosh. For those, Ben Allen is still with us.
5th season of Cobra
talking about my team.
Awesome.
I brought him on to be a Saints fan, so he's a New Orleans Saints fan, and we beat the Atlanta Falcons yesterday. So fantastic.
All right, so let's get into it. So we were talking. So like I said, me and Lolo and Mark will be in London end of this month, and we'll be there for a couple of games.
I will also be in London.
Oh, there you go. See, you will be in London, so we will hopefully see you.
I'm there right now.
Oh, even better. You don't even have to take a ride. But before we go, I'll say a couple of things. One is, if you haven't already, I don't know if this link still works. Tony's leg. He still needs a leg, a super duper leg, and he needs some help. So if you can, check out the link. And if you can't support with money, at least do share the link with others out there and help.
Don't give me money, I'll go to your house and give you COVID, which I have.
Oh, we don't need to do that. That's not. If you're trying to get people to give you money, I think I wish I could say I was your market.
Jesting, Barry. Jesting.
I don't. That is just really bad. That's just bad. That's just bad.
Yeah. And I think you could have ended it with "I will go to your house," and that's enough of a threat. You didn't have to bring COVID in your
company's a threat.
I mean, Tony's present is crazy enough. Then you're like, I'm going to bring along some friends with me as well. If you didn't know, no.
Yeah, Tony's like a DVD, like one of the old style DVDs that comes with extras.
Yeah. So we're talking about the postponements. The Queen, she passed away kind of mid game, Zurich's game there, and we saw we saw Arsenal actually pivot. All right, they actually made a change. I doubt we would have saw starters in that match if it wasn't for that game, for that announcement at the time, because I don't think we wanted to play starters in that match at all, but we did. And we had a game canceled, and it looks like we're going to have another game canceled as well. The PSV game has been canceled, right? So
it's funny, it was a typo, Ben.
There's a what?
Ben, he's corrected his message, but I thought it was funnier without it.
Oh, there we
Should
go.
have just.
All right. So we had those postponements. I would have, I don't Brentford. I don't, I would have liked to play Brentford, but it looks like we're just gonna have basically no away games until we get back from North London international break. So that's even better. So
Ooh, Brentford.
more wins on the table for us, and we'll take it. We'll take more wins any day. Lolo, any thoughts on the
Yeah.
postponements?
Yeah, I mean, I got lots of thoughts on those, but you brought up an interesting point talking about the match midweek where the news of the Queen passing away actually came around halftime. And I remember being surprised that we were bringing in all the starters essentially. I didn't expect Odegaard to play. I thought Vieira would get a full match. Like there was just no need for a lot of it. But thinking of it that way of like, oh no, we cannot lose this match now. Like it's a national crime if we lose this match right now. So and all of these guys need to, it'll be good for them to play that day for whatever it could mean in the future. But it's something I didn't even consider. But you make a good point. For once, it's very different than being on my show. Points are not encouraged.
I hear you.
But yeah, I'm a little mixed on the whole postponement of the matches and everything. I feel like this weekend's matches should be postponed. Last weekend's matches, no. This weekend it's the funeral, whichever day the funeral is actually on, it's all already happening. People are coming into London already. And I feel like last weekend it was, Thursday evening when the news broke, like the matches are in 24 hours. There's a match in 24 hours. What about the people who are literally on flights there? If it were to happen the North London Derby weekend, we would already be there, Gary. Like I'm getting there Thursday morning for a Saturday kickoff. But what I don't understand is the logistics of the policing and what a funeral like this actually entails. And it could be eating up all their resources. And Tom actually made a good point. Another weird thing that I'm just not used to. Next thing you know, Tony will be making sense. But he said, these particular matches, the Chelsea somebody,
Liverpool.
I don't Chelsea Liverpool, yeah, that's a big grudging type match. All of these matches, I didn't take that into consideration, as well as the police coming in from out of town to help out. Their town may not have as much police going on, so it's a big situation that we can talk about. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, the Premier League caved, the Premier League whatever. But there's shit that we don't know that's going on backstage, and we are not logistical professionals who work in London doing this sort of thing. So I think it would have been brilliant to move all the kickoffs to like noon and have at the very same time across all these stadiums, or I guess 10 stadiums, have a moment of silence at the exact same time. It's like, oh, well, we will lose revenue from not getting the matches staggered and all that. That's when you go, yeah, but that doesn't matter. Remember, it's about something bigger than that, isn't it? But I think a moment of silence across England at the beginning of a football match with people there, and then God Save the Queen belting out, and then them probably all yelling, I don't know if they actually say it, but where they say like "Long live the King" or whatever.
True.
Anyway, I thought it could have been a great moment because I thought this weekend's matches were definitely going to be canceled, and now I'm hearing Arsenal are going to play. So, fuck. What do I know? What do I know?
True.
Happy Monday,
Tony and Mr. Tom.
Not
Anything else
much.
you want to say? Anything else you want to say on the postponements?
And me, the big deal was the midweek game because we tried to switch it to PSV.
Your
No,
your
no,
audio is
no.
your audio is really bad. It's not even a
going in
delay.
and out.
It's yeah. So, Mr. Tom, you
Poor
have anything?
Tony.
Why
He was
Tony
about
works
to
on
make a
this?
point. He's about to make a
I
point too.
I actually think what happened at the weekend, I can't prove this, it's probably even wrong, but I'm still going to say it anyway. I think the Premier League wanted to get out there first and be a bit like, oh, we were the driving force behind this respect campaign towards the Royals, and we're not going to play. And they hoped that like cricket and rugby and all the other sports in England were going to follow suit and basically go, no, we won't play either. But then they all were like, wait a minute, if football ain't playing, then our attendances may increase. So we're going to
And
carry
that
on
happened.
playing.
And that definitely happened.
Yeah, and then they said, you decide. Anyways, not like we would like it if everybody just postponed their games. They said you make the decision. It seemed like that came out afterwards, but Tony, can we hear you? How's your audio doing? It's on a delay now, but now I can't hear you at all. So
It's better. That's perfect. I think that's
I'll
That's
say
the optimal
Tony is
setting.
saying Gary is the best. And what else did you say?
He made some
very,
great
very good
points.
point.
The best.
Very,
Just heard the best.
Very good
and that's
point.
all at the end.
Yes, that was a Tina Turner song.
well, while he's figuring that out, let me just say I'm in agreement with the midweek matches not going on. I didn't think that would be possible because it's a bigger organization than just England. These are other countries that have to keep their own shit together. I thought we could just simply move over there and not do a home game, but no way in hell would I recommend a midweek match of a foreign club coming into London. Like, no. Right now, like, you gotta really want to be in London to go to London right now. So yeah, I was thinking for sure we'll move the match, but it didn't happen.
No.
Postponed.
Yep. So
The hamburgers
let's
are
see
good
if
in London.
the hamburgers are good. Oh, I can't wait. Tony, let's see if we can hear you.
Nope.
Now you still can't hear you at all. It's not even delayed. It's like you're muted. All right. So we will, Tony, you might have to just, I don't know if I know you left and came back in. I don't know if you can go all the way out and come back in. I don't know if that's what you just did, but we can't hear you at all right now.
What about now? Still no.
It's a delay now. I didn't even see your mouth move this time.
I'm a ventriloquist.
All right, it sounds a little bit better. It's not much of a delay, but we will continue. One comment that did come out, and one of the stars, or actually the star of the FC Zurich game, was Marquinhos. And for me, I always thought, why are we bringing him in? He doesn't have much of a career in terms of goals, and that's what he's coming in to do for us. He sounds like a project to me. I don't think we need projects at this team right now. We actually need players who can. We don't have to figure out whether or not they can or cannot play. He has been a pleasant surprise for me.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Eddie get a goal and an assist?
No, I'm talking about when
So
he
did
first came to
Marquinhos.
when he first got to the
Marquinhos
team.
good.
Yeah,
And now
so
we
I'm
want to
talking
loan him
give me a
out.
little history of my thinking behind this whole thing. He actually played really well in the U23s. He looked like well below him. So definitely that was not him. So either he has to go out on loan or he's playing for us. First game in, the man looked really good for me. Player man of the match for me. For $3 million, if that's what we're going to get, we'll take it any day, right? They're talking about now also maybe putting him out on loan, which I find weird, and then bringing in a winger. Okay, all right. If he continues to play like this, do you think we need to do that?
Nope.
I'll go. Tony, go ahead.
First thing this morning, I thought it was ridiculous. We seen what he did under 21s until then it gets called up. To the first team, did good. Now we're sitting there thinking about getting rid of him for no reason at all. Enough. They just start to tremble. Then you look at loaning him out.
Were you going to say, Mr.
I think
Tom?
it's good. No, I can see why they're, because he's excelled so at such a rate at your under 23s, right? From what I've seen, like he's scoring goals and assists for fun. I think they need him to be playing against adults as opposed to age appropriate level. So I think the loaning him out's not the worst idea. It's strange that you're doing it so quickly, or that those rumblings are coming up, but you don't want to get into the situation where he becomes used to playing against 21-year-olds. So then when he does play against adults.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, but my thing was we needed somebody who could play with adults immediately as a winger.
But you're at a level where you can't afford to risk it in the context that if you bring him in and he's really bad, or not really bad, but he's ineffectual. Like the best example is Eddie. He will quickly, if you brought him into your first team and and you give him 20 minutes or 10 minutes at the end of the game, and he then eventually has 14 substitute appearances, 1 goal, he will soon get talked about like he's Eddie Nketiah. Whereas if you send him out to a slightly lower level and he can shine a bit, then that builds his confidence.
You say that, but then I think Foden would have been on a similar thing, right? He comes in, he does some things. He doesn't always score every time he comes in. He didn't play a lot. Foden barely
played. Foden literally was getting handpicked.
Yeah, that's what could happen to him. Is my thought. Lolo, I don't know what your thoughts on Marquinhos. I kind of feel like I said, my first thought was, why are we bringing him in? And we get rid of Pepe. We look for Rafinha, right? We're going to bring Rafinha in at one point because the money might be right. And then we're bringing in a Marquinhos for like $3 million with no history behind him, no CV to speak of. He comes in, he does a really good job, and now the reports are we might loan him out.
Yeah, well, listen, there's for $3 million, plays in Saka's position. At the time we have Pepe. At the time we're going after the likes of Rafinha. And so my thought is, okay, what's his name? Edu and Arteta have heard rumblings about this kid that fits their profile of, you know what, he's not the shiny diamond right now, but he listens. He's a team player. He's got the skills, and every time he plays at a higher level, he eventually steps up to that level. And so I don't think they had much intention of playing Marquinhos. Like, I don't think he was in the plan. I thought he would definitely, if he didn't go out on loan first straight away, was that he would be a Europa League, FA Cup, maybe not even a starter on those teams. But he's come in and he's played under 21 and he's looked good. But I agree with you, Tom. It's almost worse for him to keep playing that way because he is better than them. His game won't advance. What I saw in the Europa League match, his first time actually wearing the first team Arsenal kit, and it's for a Europa League game, he did not look good in the beginning. But as the rest of the team was getting into the groove, he got into the groove with them. The run that he made for the goal was watching the play from the opposite side of the pitch. He saw that was a possibility, and boom, and he legged it. It was a brilliant play by Eddie as well, and the pass out to him, I think from Xhaka,
Vieira. Yeah,
great ball out. But I felt like towards once he got that goal, he started playing better. So maybe he is this type of person where like he's not in our plans. I could hear Arteta planning it out, saying he's not in our plans for the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, he will be filling in for Saka whenever, we will sit Saka for certain games. We will start Marquinhos. Like seeing the way, and the fact that they got rid of Eddie, didn't get Rafinha, and then didn't go nuts trying to fill that position. The last guy we were after was Douglas Luiz, and he doesn't play that position.
Yeah. I mean, once again, like you said, it wasn't planned, and that's Arteta, and Arsenal have been lucky that the plans, they're not planning these things. They just happen to fall into their lap, and they look really good at the end of the day. And hopefully this is another one of those. Like I said, I think everybody has said we didn't bring in Marquinhos to back up Saka. I don't believe that was the plan. So for me,
so who is the backup to Saka then?
Right. I don't know.
That's what I'm asking you. Then
I still think he's good enough to come in for 20, 30 minutes.
He's been
We
on
see
the
Martinelli
bench
break out.
every match. Hasn't he been on the bench every single
because
match?
he played 2 games, right? And the U19s and the U23s or whatever.
Yeah, but I remember he played those like the day before or the day after. And that's why I was surprised to see him on the bench, because I was watching highlights of him, but he was on the bench. He didn't come on and play. But to say that he wasn't part of the plans, I don't think is fair.
Not for this season. I don't believe it was the plan.
Maybe not for this season. Maybe not for this season.
And that's my when I see something like this, I'm thinking this is not a player coming in for today. So this is a player coming in for tomorrow. And the fact that, like you said, the first thing we did was we put him in the U19s and U23s. That meant that they wanted to see him play, and that they still did not have all the answers that they needed. And we saw some good answers when he got out there. So, like I said, I'm happy with the way he's playing. I just, to now have to talk that we might put him out on loan seems like almost ridiculous if he continues to play like this through the rest of up until the international break.
I don't think he will. I think right now Saka has not been fantastic, and yet I feel Arteta has been a little bit afraid to pull him out and to sub him off unless we're subbing for a more defensive situation, or if we're changing the complete shape, because there isn't that cover for him. And Marquinhos plays similar to Saka, yet with more. I don't know. He's a better wide player. He's got better crossing ability than Saka. Saka, I feel, is still deciding if he wants to play on the outside or the inside.
I'm surprised how good he did defensively.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But he seems the type of player that the more he plays with the big guys, he will learn. He will learn so much. I feel like he's a fast learner, and he's going to learn. And it's not just the shooting, it's not just the crossing, because he seems to have those. It's the gameplay, and I hate to say it, but he's going to learn a lot from Xhaka. Xhaka's over there on that side with him, in the middle, off to the right? Or Xhaka's all over the place these days. But say what you will about Granit Xhaka, he's played a lot of football.
Yes, he has.
He's been good this season.
So let's just say hi to
And
Miss
he's been
Melina. She
fantastic.
did join us. I did not say hello to her. She joined us. When you were talking about playing with the big boys, and one of the things that I guess we'll just go through some of these chats. Yeah, you said he's a good crosser, and we saw a really nice cross from him too in Kedia. Very nice. I mean, the fact that, and one of the things that I'm noticing with a lot of since Jesus is coming, I think this maybe hopefully it's just the team learning more, is we're putting these crosses in where you have to see it. You have to see it before it happens, before it opens up, right? Because he puts the ball right where it needs to be, and Nketiah is right there for a nice little header into the corner there. So yeah, Steven here thinks he needs a loan to play a lot. See, my thing is Arsenal should not be at the point where we're bringing in players for loan. We need players that can rotate and switch in and out. You know what I mean?
I lack
I
it.
think
Why send out another player? We need more bodies, not less bodies.
We don't have the depth that we need as is right now. And part of our plan to bring in players to loan them out seems like kind of intuitive to what we want to be doing, which is to have a full squad that we can pull players in and out when they get injured, when they get suspended, when they're basically having, their performances are dipped, and you want to rotate and bring in somebody of a close to near that quality. Can't do that if you continually bringing players in, loaning them out. We can barely bring in the players we need, much less bring in a player that we're going to eventually, hopefully, use in the years to come.
But Gary, you're seeing it. Like who's starting for us right now? Like who's there? Martinelli, Saka, the Emil Smith Rowe, who's there? These younger players who have been given time to develop, and other ones have been shipped off, and we've been like, why are you shipping those off? It's all a mindset for Arteta. If you don't have that mindset where you're doing everything for the team, it's not all about you, like being part of his plan, part of his process, you're gone. I don't care how good of a African Cup of Nations you had, Mr. Pepe. You're still not coming back and playing because you got a shitty attitude.
Yeah.
And so why do we get rid of Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Versatile player, strong, fast. He can shoot all right, but he's in on everything. Very, very diverse player. Something's got to be wrong up here. He's just not drinking.
He doesn't want to play for Arsenal.
So you know what? Bye-bye. Does it hurt the team? Maybe on a match day when somebody gets injured and we don't have him to slot in there, maybe it hurts the team. But it actually does better for the team in the long run. And I've been saying it for 3 years now. The things Arteta is doing, has been doing, are not the actions of a man who has a hot seat. These are the actions of a man who knows he has time. Why the fuck do you give Emil Smith Rowe the number 10 jersey? Because Emil Smith Rowe is part of the fucking plan. He's not starting. He's not playing fuck all this season. But he's still part of the plan. He's still part of the process because Emil Smith Rowe has that mindset. Gary, you have to stop me or else I'm going to keep talking. It's been a long day.
It's time for
I don't know. I think
Tom to open his bag of crisps.
He wants to. Yeah. So here
I'm
we go.
hungry, guys.
Laser snake. There you go.
We've gone back to an old favourite brand. All right.
Here we go.
We've gone with Lay's. Lay's barbecue rib flavour.
Barbecue rib flavor. All right.
Delicious. Hopefully.
Isn't Kansas City playing right now?
They are.
Seattle.
They are playing. Barbecue ribs. How different is that from just barbecue?
I'm sure it's probably the same.
Good.
Immediate thoughts are 4 out of 10.
Ooh,
that's
good.
Room for improvement.
All right.
As long as they don't taste like bacon.
Oh, I like bacon flavored chips.
Oh man, the best
What's
ones
wrong
in
with bacon?
Spain are the jamon serrano, the jamon flavored. Oh,
Yeah.
they're so good.
Jamon ruffles is what I really like. Those are good. I actually went to Spain, and I bought a bag, and then I ordered some. So joining the show also
a ham and cheese flavor.
I haven't heard that one. Oh, Slice X has joined us. Welcome.
Bacon is excellent, but it's the one thing you can't replicate the taste of.
It's true. That is true.
Gary, can I reference this Arsenal Misfit comment because it's right on line with what we were talking about and a point where he says he or she says Gary, we both said we needed more players, but we never got them. For me, Marquinhos was always a future player. Management has left us shot again, just like January. That's where I think we're kind of in agreement, Gary, of like yes, Marquinhos wasn't part of the plan this season, but he is part of the bigger plan.
Yep.
And now we're being forced into it because management didn't cover us. So no, Marquinhos shouldn't be Saka's backup at week 6, week 7 of the Premier League. But he probably will be now.
Yep. No,
So-
definitely is true. And just a quick thing here is Why Not has joined us with his usual intro. He loves the manager, just not in that way.
He will have Arteta at the top of his Christmas card list this year, I am sure.
There you go. Yeah, no, like I said, for me, I understand planning for if you don't plan for the future, you're in trouble. But I think with the youth that we have, we need to help them, right? Like Saka needs time to come in and out of games, and not be dependent on as much as he is. Bringing in Vieira when you have Erdegaard means that you see the need for having more than one player at every position, right? No matter where they are in their development. I believe, my understanding is Vieira is pretty good, and could be a starter for us if need be.
He's not ready.
Vieira's not ready, you think?
Not impressed. You don't show up to Arsenal with the name Vieira and fucking half-assed.
Well, if you're gonna put that on him, then yeah, he's in trouble. But then if you're gonna put a number 10 and a 7 on some of these players, and you're doing the exact same thing. You got named. These guys got the wrong numbers on the back of their shirt.
No. I think I see a lot. Yeah, it's Tom's not really going to appreciate this one because it's a Man United reference, but he physically looks kind of like Bruno Fernandes. And
no, he looks like Teabag from Prison Break.
I know Teabag, by the way, from when I was on Prison Break. The actor who plays Teabag, nicest fucking dude in the world. And he said it's actually
not if you check his Wikipedia's controversy section. But
oh, really? Oh,
allegedly,
anyway, I haven't checked that. But to me, he was super nice guy.
So anyway, catch him off guard for that.
Yeah, no.
I was going to tell the whole story about that meeting him, and then I was like, he's got some weird Wikipedia shit. Even though Wikipedia, you probably wrote it, Tom. Anyway, I feel like he's Portuguese. He's playing in the style of Bruno Fernandes. If he can reach those heights, fucking fantastic. Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic player. Bit of a bitch, but a fantastic player. I just don't think he's there yet. He's not up to speed. He's not up to the precision of his passing. I see that it's all there, but just right now, if he had to start in front of Odegaard or in front of even Emile Smith-Rowe, I'd be concerned.
Maybe he's not ready to take over the starting yet because he's still getting acclimated to the Premier League and things like that. But the little bits that I have saw from him, I expected to see some more shooting from him in the game that he started based on what he did in the 15 minutes against United. Because we didn't have anybody doing that. I mean, he took 2 shots in the 15 minutes, and we didn't have anybody doing that for 70 minutes. So he came in, pretty aggressive in terms of what he wanted to do, and that, it wasn't much on the shots, but he actually took the shots. So I like that. And then the pass to Nketiah was really nice, perfectly right on time. He was able to let the ball roll in front of him, and was able to put in a nice cross to Marquinhos. And the play that he made, the touch that he made between 2 defenders to get into that space to make the pass. I've heard many people talk about how good that was. Not too many people can do that. Even Erdegaard, basically, is what they were saying. Kind of the thought is there. So I think you might be underestimating him based on the little bit of time he's played for us.
Thank God.
He hasn't played much. He hasn't played much for us.
The shit that Odegaard is doing this season is so much more than just a good little pass. It's the knowing when to pass.
First full game for us, though.
I know. Listen, And here, Des the Enforcer makes a good comment as well, saying Fabio attacks from the wings, Odegaard attacks from the middle, and that's what we need right now. That's the way we're set up right now. Is from the middle, attacking from the middle. And to me, it's the extra shit that Xhaka and Odegaard have been doing this season, and Jesus. It's the extra shit. Like at this point, I don't need Jesus to score goals and shit because of all this other stuff he's doing is fucking incredible off the ball and making everybody else look better. Odegaard and Xhaka and Jesus, generally right down the middle there, are making everybody look better, and it's amazing. Fabio flew out to the wings. He will be good. He will be good, and I'm gonna like him. So, sorry, Gary.
No, that's fine. No, you can talk.
Ask you a question about Teabag.
Okay, go ahead.
The footballer, not the character / actor, the footballer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's Teabag?
Yes
That's
or
a
no?
nickname that they're giving for Vieira.
Yeah.
That's at least Stan is giving him the nickname because he
looks like him.
Oh, he says he looks like him.
They've got the same face.
Yeah.
They literally have the same face. Anyway, sorry. Yes or no, right? No explanation or context within the answer. Did you pay too much for him?
How much did we pay for Vieira?
35, I believe, is how much you paid for him.
Oh, yeah.
We paid too much for him if he wasn't, for me, going to be fighting for a starting position in this squad. Because they were looking to spend about, 40, 45 for Rafinha, and he definitely was going to either have a starting position or fight for one, So for me, spending 35, and he might get to start for us.
Right.
I would rather when we needed other positions where we needed somebody right behind Partey, right? We could need either a center back or a fullback, depending on where we decide to play White and Zinchenko. So for me, there are multiple ways we could have spent that money to get in, to use that money, I think, and have somebody who we could play right now. Like we could rotate right now.
I agree, and that's why I say
I thought it was a luxury signing. I thought he's a luxury signing. I don't know if he's any better than Danny Ceballos was once.
Yeah, you want to delay again, so that's why it looks like you're interrupting us. But it's
I've got to say something that makes me laugh based on what you have just said. Throughout this conversation, between you and the comment section, you've given me the impression that you believe Saka has become the weak link in your team, right? Based on performance and the fact that you're already prepping the heir apparent to replace him in
that
Mr.
is actually
Marquinhos.
That is far from what I'm saying.
No, to cover his ass. To cover him.
Right.
Yeah.
It just made me
laugh. I don't think he's being helped by because there were people in your comment section over the summer that were telling me that Rafinha wouldn't have took his place in the team.
Okay, that I never said that.
Which with respect, right? And I can't remember who specifically said it, but with respect, laughable.
Yeah,
absolutely laughable.
But he would have had to fight for it. It wouldn't have been given to Rafinha. It would have been Saka's to lose. I feel
he wouldn't have won.
Now he could have lost it by week 1 for sure.
Yeah. You don't bring in Rafinha and then you go what have you seen from Saka and what you've watched Rafinha. So to look at Rafinha and look at Saka,
I put him anywhere on the pitch. It doesn't matter. Just pull somebody off. If you want Saka to play, let him play. Just put Rafinha on the pitch and let him run around.
You're not pulling Martinelli off, and Jesus is not coming off. So
no, I mean like Ramsdale. Like fucking who cares? We'll play without a keeper because Rafinha's on the pitch. Look at the goal they scored, Barcelona.
Rafinha's probably the best footballer that's played for Leeds. In like that, I've seen.
He's so intelligent. He works his ass off. Sorry, Tom.
I don't mean if you go back to the 1970s and like Eddie Gray or whoever, there could be players that are more synonymous with Leeds United as a club and things like that. I fully understand that. But as an actual just the footballer.
Yeah. Here's my thinking on that, because if Arsenal was, and I like. I mean, this anybody who's heard me, I say this all the time. If we were a Champions League team, Saka wouldn't be a starter for us, right? Martinelli probably wouldn't be a starter for us because by the time they get to that point where they're like 23, 24, if you had a 19-year-old, they would really have to fight to get into that starting position and take time away from a seasoned Martinelli, a seasoned Saka, right? Like a Rafinha for me is we know what you're going to get from him. So if he's playing on the wing, Saka sits behind him, and you're okay with that, right? Because you know you've got the heir apparent behind, right? And you can continue and you can work that way. And if you want to sell one of the two, you can for a lot of money, right? Because now you've got some solid players on, and that's where we want to be. So for me, Rafinha coming in only makes you better.
Tomiyasu.
Yeah, but Gary, I feel like we are at the culmination of that time right now. We are at the culmination of the process, the apex right now, where the reason Mikel Arteta was given so much time was because he has been going about this process that he has, which is not about winning a title. It is not about getting back in the Champions League. Those are steps in the process. What we are trying to create is another dynasty, is to get us back. Champions League football isn't Arsenal. Winning titles is Arsenal. Like, so what he's doing is, like, I agree with you. Martinelli and Saka wouldn't, and Emile Smith-Rowe and Nketiah, they wouldn't have gotten this time with other clubs and other managers. They would be out on loan. They would be shipped off anywhere, MLS at this point. So this season, and arguably next season as well, this season and next season, Martinelli started game 1. Saka started game 1. We have this new front. Here's our team. You know, they've had good and not so good games, both of them. But this is the year where it's like, this is your chance. Become phenomenal. Or remain good for the rest of your career, but we're going to have to find somebody else. Like, I feel like we've given you this time. We've developed you. You are Arteta's boys at this point. But this is the year it has to happen. And I think that's why you saw both of them come out looking a bit beefier, looking a bit bigger, looking a little bit faster, looking a little bit sharper. And like, you can tell Martinelli is starving. He's not hungry. He's starving for goals and assists and everything right now, because he knows your time's up. If you don't hit some sort of mark this season, personally and team-wise, you're no longer this 19-year-old darling. I hate to say it. You're an old 21-year-old.
The one thing that the one thing that I guess I'm seeing is the difference for me with Martinelli is that Jesus, they don't have to say anything. They know where they're going to be. And Saka needs to catch up to that. It's like totally, he's never played in the Brazil system, so he doesn't know this is how things work over there. And you just, it's like a light switch went on. I doubt that, say, Jesus coming in immediately made it easy for Martin. I think he's already known. That's kind of, from probably playing with those guys over the summer and the bits of time that he's been with them, kind of how they like to play. And you can see that, like the unwritten, they just know, I'm going to make this run. I'm going to make this pass. You need to be at the spot where the ball, I'm going to put the ball in the right spot for you. And we've seen that consistently now. And like I said, I know Vieira is Portuguese, right? So, but same thing. They kind of have that same style. They know where to put the ball and make it easy for their player, their teammates to get on the end of it and stuff like that. So I think, what are you doing?
Tom, Jesus,
you're interrupting
Christ,
me. You know,
murdering?
supposed to interrupt Tony, not me.
Me, please.
Yes.
Well, you two.
Because see, now I'm going to interrupt Gary. You just opened the door.
It's the year 2026, and Gary and Lolo have stopped monologuing about Arsenal.
I'm not gonna stop talking about art. I'm not gonna stop talking about Arsenal if you let me. Tony's on a
Damn it.
Tony's on a
Well
delay.
done, Tom.
See,
I
Tony,
lost
you're
my
on this
point.
you're on this delay again. So
These Chris were starting to go out of date. You were talking so long.
out of date. Yeah. No,
Hey,
like I said,
can I sidetrack you for a second?
Go ahead.
You can say no
Certainly.
if you want.
We
I just saw on Twitter, people bust out videos all the time, and it was like, check out this Santi Cazorla highlight reel, and I was like, I love Santi. Santi is like, oh, I love Santi Cazorla, and this highlight video, beautiful passes, and every single shot missed, and so it ends up being it's an Olivier Giroud fail video. But every single pass, and somebody reposted it as a Santi Cazorla was underrated. Look at him, brilliant his first season. At these passes are just like, and then you see Giroud sky like empty net, sky it over. So yeah, can we just be happy he's doing so well at other places that Olivier
well that's the whole thing, right? It's scoring chances, and it's like that's good but I want goals at the end of this thing, because scoring chances mean nothing at some point. Like, I had 10 scoring chances, but we didn't score. Well, that's not good.
We had Ozil. It doesn't matter. Like, he can put in whatever pass you want. Somebody has to fucking tap it in.
Yeah.
It's funny though I mentioned that, because I recently saw a similar video about Rafinha in his 2 years at Leeds, and basically it's like Lolo just described. It's Rafinha just leaving defenders for dead and then laying the ball off, and you sit and go, this man would have had 92 assists in 2 years if the ball wasn't landing to Patrick fucking Bamford. Over the bar. Ball lands to Klitsch, over the bar. Ball lands.
It starts that video. You have to see it. It started. You're watching. And you're like, oh man, he missed that. That was such a good pass. Oh, another great pass. Oh, he missed that one.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy?
I just looked at the pass
because,
and as you said, and as you were saying, I was like, you know what? You're right. It was nice passes, but there was no product at the end. No product
why?
At the end.
If only we would have gotten somebody. If only we would have gotten rid of Giroud. Think about that Leicester season when they won. We came in second, right? Like, if some of those tap-ins, like if we just didn't have Giroud. Oh.
Well,
anyway,
and
that's where I hope
we
don't get screwed.
Yeah.
What is that,
Tony?
So then we beat Leicester.
We beat him
twice that season.
We beat him twice. Bastards.
Yeah. What good did that do us? Right? Nothing. Still fell short.
Do you still talk about the trophy where you beat kids?
Which one?
I don't know. We beat Leicester twice the year they won the league. Did you get a trophy?
Nobody called it a trophy, Mr. Tom.
People bring that up all the time.
But you still bring it up all the time. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's the closest we've come to winning anything big. Yeah. So,
because Tony brought it up with such enthusiasm, I thought he had actually literally fought off COVID to say it. Like, we beat Leicester twice, bruh.
Yeah.
We beat that newly promoted a year ago side twice.
They survived on the final day and we beat them twice.
Yeah, they survived.
There's a lot of these if these things went our way, Arsenal would have been
especially those two.
Yeah. Now, I'm like I said, I wanted to be pleasantly surprised with Vieira. I am. Marquinhos has definitely surprised me because I wasn't, if they're going to continue to use him, I say he's going to stay. What's the point of spending more money when you have a player? All right. If he gives us, and we'll see if he even, I guess we'll see if he plays after the international break. But yeah, Vieira, I think, just needs more games, and he'll have to bulk up for next year. Because I know you don't like him, but I kind of feel like He could be a good one for us.
It's not that I don't like him. I do actually like that type of player. I just don't think he's ready. It's something I don't think he's physically ready. He looks a little small and a little gangly.
Yeah.
Wiry.
I think I've heard names like there's other players. Same
crackhead. We would call him over here.
Yeah, but there's other players with his body type that have played in those positions and been
yeah, but
the
Premier League is harder. The Premier League is more physical, so I think he needs to get used to that a little bit more, and really figure out what his role is going to be, because I do feel like he was going out wide. He's like I had no confidence that he was running the show the way I have with Odegaard this season. That's all.
Yeah, then Odegaard came on that last 20 minutes and looked a lot better.
Yeah, I mean,
everything settled down.
Well, you know what? I saw comments that when we brought in our starters, well, hey, that's one thing I wanted to say. So there's a couple things. So we bring in our starters. I would have liked Vieira to actually play with our starters. That's one thing I would have liked to have seen, to see how he plays with them. And two, some people said, the quality of the game kind of dipped when we brought our starters in. So I don't think they needed to come in. I understand why he brought them in, but I don't think they needed to. We're not going to be able to do that once we get back from international break, because we're going to have, especially in October, those three of those first four Premier League matches. We can't afford to have to bring players, have players play that Thursday game on a Sunday and then have the Sunday come up. So we shall see how that all works out for us. But as you can see on the bottom there, I've gotten getting healthy and whether they should play or rest. It was Partey supposedly is now fully practicing, and for me that's a good sign, but it doesn't mean he gets to play. Because also there's word that Ghana is looking to have him come take a trip with them in international break, I believe. And for me, that's just it's just a bad sign. I kind of would like I would like him to just rest until we need him. Maybe he doesn't start against North London Derby, but he's available for us because he's been fully rested and he's ready to go. But I just kind of feel like if we send him away, he won't come back the same man. I don't know what you think about that, Tony. Partey.
I think he definitely needs some time. Maybe with getting postponed, we'll do some closed door games. I think that would help him. See him go off for Ghana. Yes, Tom?
No, he's not talking now.
Tom
talking.
I got a couple of things. If Partey's fit for the North London Derby, he needs to start. We need the physicality that he brings that Sambi doesn't bring. Sambi has looked all right, and his passes are fantastic. His long ball passes. But in the North London Derby, we need that aggression. We need that physicality. And Sambi gets caught out more than Partey does. So if he is available, I hope he doesn't go to Ghana for the international break. I really do, because I think you're totally right about that. And just a quick note on something you said at the beginning of that about Arteta bringing on the guys, the starters at the end of that match midweek. Do you think it's because he knew the matches were going to be canceled?
I believe so.
I don't think so.
I believe he did.
He was like, "Oh, we're not going to play this weekend. You guys go out and play."
I don't think.
No.
I believe so.
Last year, he played those guys as many minutes as he could.
Yeah, I believe so, because I don't think Saka needed to play for sure. He could have done with a day off. If we were playing on the weekend, I don't think they would have come in. Not all of them, anyways.
He could have done with a goal. he could have done with some sort
We
of
should have,
confidence.
like, you bringing those players in and you don't get a goal, then you did something. Like, mentally, I don't think they were planning to come into the game. That's why I think it looked that way. Because I think coming into the match, I don't think they even thought about we're gonna bring you guys in late in this game. I think that was a change made in the locker room at halftime. That we know we're probably gonna bring in these players, which we hadn't thought of before. I did see a comment here, and I guess I heard different about Pepe. He started out right well, and in his last match, the review I heard was he kind of returned to form, where he looked just like he did for us. And I think the analysis is, he won't, he's not doing what he needs to if he wants to, if Arsenal wants to sell him, and two, if he wants to get recognized. So I don't know. I'm hoping that he does change his ways. Maybe that was just a blip. So we shall see. Yeah, we need to go.
That's
We need to
another
go.
mental.
Yeah,
That's another head case. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
yeah. We need our best squad for Brentford, but I don't like the idea of rushing Partey back just because I can't. I don't think the team can afford him to miss games. Going, I want, like I said, I'd rather have him fresh for the October matches, and if that means maybe he doesn't start in October in the North London derby, but we use him for the next two big matches that we have, because I think we play City and who else do we play? We play City and Liverpool, right, in October. So
You're
off the
looking
three
at
game.
postponing the City.
And
game.
then who? After Liverpool?
Uh, I don't see. I see. Oh, we played Bodo. Yeah, Bodo Glimp.
All right, I see what you did there. All right. You're a funny
Yeah.
fucker, Gary.
So we play that team, Liverpool, Leeds, and City. Basically in just over a 2-week period. So tough games. Plus we travel to wherever Bodo Glimp is.
You know where it's at.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
Norway?
I don't.
You had the Norwegian vampire with you forever, Gary. You don't know where
Oh,
Sam's.
okay. Oh, there you go. Norway. Good. Yeah. No, but like I said, if Partey comes in to the North London derby, that's a good sign. That means we're going to try to close this thing out, or he can help us out. But I don't. If he doesn't, I just want him to get to that North London derby, not having played for Ghana. that would be my preferred way to go with this thing. Keep him at home, let him, like you said, play in some games with some behind the door games kind of thing, and then have him ready to go. I made a quote. It's funny how these players will sit on a training table making millions for their league, for their teams, but then will rush off for international duty, not making millions for them. Because we've seen it multiple times. A player looks like he's injured, but he's all ready to go a week or two before he heads out on international break. And I'm just like, nah, you haven't been playing for us. You got to stay home and be able to play for us. We're paying you all this money, especially when you come back when you're worn. So I don't know how you guys think about that, but that's my thought. Keep Partey at home, and hopefully we get all of him for the rest. We get all of him for the rest of the season, or for the rest until World Cup.
That's not what happened, Gary.
Yeah, 20 games out of Partey. Oof. 20 games sounds like a lot to me. I don't know. What do you guys think about 20 games for Partey?
I mean, he needs to.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because
that shouldn't be a tough ask.
We haven't
You
seen him
talked
play
so
over half
long
the
they
games.
started reference. You talked so long they started referencing The Last Dragon. Yeah, I'm white and I know what The Last Dragon is. All right, don't be so surprised.
Oh, sure enough. Everybody knows that. Come on,
Yeah.
you gotta know that. Am I strong enough? I don't know what else he says, but showing up.
And what?
Good movie.
Allegedly.
Let's see.
Hmm.
What does this one say here?
It's not as
Toilet
good
roll
as
for
Three
Partey.
Ninja Kids. Yeah.
Three Ninja Kids. I haven't heard of that one. Is that where?
Oh, sorry, no. In America, it's called Three Ninjas.
Oh,
That's
I
a
didn't see
change
that
it
one.
in England.
Oh, I've not seen that one. So now, like I said, for Partey, I want him to be ready for us. I don't think there's any other play like Milsrif Rose. Anybody heard anything on him? I don't know if he's even
Still
practicing.
injured from what I know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's. He might be practicing, but it isn't full contact. Might be
I wonder
Partey,
if
yeah.
they go to Injured Anonymous. Like, I wonder if he goes in a room and there's Patrick Bamford sat there and they talk through their injury woes and they're just sat there like, oh yeah, Thomas, I got injured again in the 9th minute and I was like, I know how it feels, Pat. And they're all just sat there and I can't think of any other permanently injured footballers off the top of my head, but.
well, hopefully, we're
Just
knocking
wonder.
on wood. Tyranny's been good, and that's the
Tierney's
thing
there
for
too.
me. That's the thing for me. Like Tomiyasu and Tierney didn't look as good as I
Yes.
thought they would in against FC Zurich.
So
But I
Bip's
think
gonna
to
know
me
exactly what I'm talking about.
what
I
is
agree
that?
with you, Gary.
Yeah.
Tierney and Tomiyasu, they look all right, but I feel like we're shifting away from their strong point. The Zinchenko Ben White is not the exact same system as Tierney Tomiyasu. So, how do you fix that? I don't know.
Well,
Tierney was
go
going.
ahead.
Tierney was going inside like Zinchenko does.
Yeah, but that's not his game. Like he can do it, but it's not his game.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he's going to have to if he wants to play, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Like Tomiyasu, I think it's even a worse scenario for him because we know he doesn't like to make those type of moves at all. Like coming forward is just a challenge for him in general, much less now cutting inside like we want to do sometimes. I mean, we need to have a balanced attack from left and right. Yeah. It needs to look the same for me. I think it needs to look the same for us. That no matter what side we come up, you can get punished just as equally and not always the left side.
Yeah, and that's where Saka is not having as good of a season so far as Martinelli because Martinelli has a much different side over there than the right side. Even Ben White is not, he's a center back. So yeah, he makes those runs up forward, but he's not Zinchenko, he's not Tierney. And then when Tomiyasu comes in, Tomiyasu doesn't seem to do the underlap runs as much. He doesn't. So Saka is having to do everything by himself, and that's why you see him taking on 2 or 3 guys, and he can beat 2 of them, maybe the third one every now and then, but he's getting the shit kicked out of him. It's rough over there.
And he's having to drop back playing in there. So with Ben White playing there, Saka's having to drop back just because he played with Leeds. We know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Luke Hayling's one of the best right back Arsenal have ever had as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
He was on your bench for a Champions League match against Olympiacos in 2009.
Yeah.
And you made the mistake of not bringing him on. Yeah, you made the mistake of not playing him.
Where is he? Where is he now?
You haven't won. He's being amazing at least, but you haven't won a title since then. So it obviously was a mistake. You could have won everything if you'd have gone with him.
I don't think that's the reason, but all right. And that is like the forgotten man. Cedric doesn't play for us anymore. He's on the bench once in a while, but he doesn't play for us. And I guess that's Arteta finally getting the man that he wants, and or the player that he wants, and he'll sit you down. So to me, it's almost like we kept him, and then like now we don't use him at all. And everybody would have liked to have seen an improvement at whatever fullback position he was going to play, just to get better. We're not seeing him. I don't think these are the. Why not? These are the fullbacks that Arteta wants, though. Maybe Reece James to some respect, but Walker, I'm not sure. Because that's almost like, to me, isn't it? That's almost like a healthy tyranny. Is what you get from a Walker. But we never get that guy. And now we don't play that way. I don't know what you guys think about that. Reece James or Walker, would you want one of those guys? Would you be okay with those guys? I mean, be okay with it, but would they fit in?
Yeah, I mean, they're both fantastic football players. Kyle Walker is faster than fuck, and I don't know how he's so fast. He's like 85 years old. But Walker defends brutally. He can also whip in a pass. He's sort of the stronger version of a Reece James. Reece James, to me, yeah, that style of fullback, yeah, that could be something. To me, him over Trent Alexander-Arnold, at least Reece James defends sometimes. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, would we say no to Reece James or Kyle Walker right now?
No, I'm not going to say no to him. I just don't know if they would, if Arteta would be going after them. That's all. Not the way he's been, not the way I've seen him work. Yeah. I don't know. Is he talking to is he talking to Mr. Tom? Oh, Tommy, you're out of date.
Tommy
Okay.
Yassi.
Yeah. Yeah, nada. Yeah. All right. We hit about a 75th minute here. And I think we've done pretty well.
15 minutes.
We haven't been able to talk about any football because we've seen none. This time next week we will have a game played, which will be good. We are playing. Playing again.
Are you doing a show on Saturday, Gary?
Yeah. I plan to do a show every Saturday.
You might be fortunate because of the Friday night game might afford me the time to do a tactics truck.
Oh, we have not had one of those in a while. So
what's the Friday night game?
Southampton and Villa versus Southampton.
Oh, a barn burner.
Everybody,
I will go and sit inside a barn and burn it down, so I don't have to watch that.
I thought you said
one of my favorite Who Gives a Fuck game of the week.
To be fair, there's not many live football games I wouldn't watch at this point because it's been a while.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, no, the game will be on. I'll be on. So yeah, we'll be able to talk about that. And I think that's the last game until we're in London.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy.
It's like that episode of Friends, but Joey's like, London, baby!
Yeah. So crazy.
You're not seeing that. You got to wear all the London, you got to buy the touristy stuff and that. Be great.
There you go.
Yeah. That's
all right,
exactly how we're going to show up, Tom.
You should.
And as we head
You'll regret it. You'll regret it because you'll show up dressed as a normal human being and you'll be like, This could have been better if I'd have dressed up like a tourist.
Basically, everybody I tell that I'm going to London, they're like, "Oh my God, that's incredible! That's incredible! That's incredible!" Don't get into any fights, please. It's like, well, they're gonna want to fight you. Just don't get into any fights. Like that. That's everybody's advice to me.
I'm not going
You
to
have
do
Tom
that.
protecting you.
I'm not going in to do that. And no, why not? The
I
flight.
don't get in fights.
Our trip has not been
No,
affected.
I'd be encouraging them.
Yeah, no. So the trip is on. As long as they don't cancel the North London Derby, we'll be okay. So there you go. But yeah.
That
So
would
we'll be
be
there.
terrible.
I don't think there's a reason for it, so we shall. Hopefully, everything will work out for us.
Not
So,
a reason to.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be there.
And then Sunday we'll be in Leeds to watch Leeds Aston Villa.
Ben said he would. He said he was going to get me a Leeds top. I thought he might buy it, and Mr. Tom let me know that doesn't mean he's going to spend any money on it. He might just nick it. So
he's a nick it from Tom's.
We'll give you an old one. Please. Hey, but don't let Ben give you any shit because his mom is a hardcore Arsenal fan. So
there you go.
She's cool. We're going to stay with her.
I don't. He knows I'm coming, so I should actually reach out to Alex. So I will let him know I will be there. So yeah, might have to do that. He knows I'm coming because he's listened to our show and we've talked about it. So, but I will reach out to him individually as well and let him know. That'd be cool to meet up with all the people that I talk to on the show. So we're gonna head out of here. So Mr. Tom, I'll let you start the exits.
Excuse me.
Oh, wait a second. It is the trip, right? So we do have. Sorry, everyone.
Question of the week.
We do have a
question of the week, guys.
There we go.
What did former Arsenal player Emmanuel Adebayor achieve in the Premier League that literally no other player has achieved to this date in 30 years of the Premier League?
Losing a North London derby for both clubs. No,
that's technically not true because I'm sure Sol Campbell probably did that too.
Yeah, I was not.
I mean, it's a good suggestion,
confident.
But it's not the one that I have written down.
Come on, look in Liberace's notebook and see what it tells you, Tom.
I've got the answer right here.
All right, everybody.
It's not a trick question.
Did he score a goal with his? Did he score a goal with his shoelaces tied together?
He did not. 10 seconds to get typing.
I don't know.
It's not a trick question. It's a real thing. Emmanuel Adebayor's done something in the Premier League that no other player has done.
He came on as a sub and then got subbed off?
No, that happened to Joe Gelhardt last week.
Yeah.
Against Everton.
He scored twice in two different clubs in the Premier League?
Oh, he's very close. No, he's not close. Sorry.
He did a 100-meter dash to celebrate?
He did do that, but unfortunately, he's probably not the only prick in football to have done that. That was hilarious, though. Let's be fair. Right, the answer is drum roll. It's hard to do a one-handed drum roll. That's what she said. Anyway, Adebayor is the only player to score a hat-trick home and away against the same club in the same season. In 2007-2008, when he scored a hat-trick in the 5-0 win against Derby County and in the 6-2 win at Derby County.
Wow.
Ooh.
spoon.
I mean, I think this one probably might be the winner, though.
That as well, damn it.
I don't think
Give
that
him
was
the
a
points.
record.
But he did it twice. Not just once.
He did it twice. He did it twice against Derby. Whenever.
All right, Mr. Tom. Time for you to say your last words before we head out of here.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Tony, you get to talk. Wow, this guy's, I don't know what he's doing. He's so unprofessional eating food. Why
Yeah,
do
I'm
we
just
know he is?
ready to see some football this weekend. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
Come on, nobody's gonna say it. We are top of the league. Said we are top of the league. Postpone as long as you want. As long as we're top of the league. We're adding it up to the amount of weeks. The amount of weeks that we have been top of the league is now not. Is it? Oh, we had a midweek match. God damn it. Well, 6-7 weeks, something like that, top of the league. Well, we all summer we were top of the league too because Arsenal we always start top. So
No, you weren't. That was Bournemouth started top.
Stop it.
no, we started top.
You were looking at the wrong
AFC
table.
Bournemouth started top.
Wrong table.
No, wrong.
Wrong
Not
table.
on the official Premier League. Nope.
What do the Premier League know about the alphabet?
Anyway, I'm looking forward to us continuing to be top of the league after the North London Derby. I'm saying
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Why not doesn't understand that there is football this weekend?
Yeah, Brentford is on, and we play them on Sunday. So
There's actually 7 matches.
yeah, I think there's only 2 matches that have been cancelled, right, or postponed. Sorry. So
Crystal Palace and Brighton was actually postponed before the Queen died because of the there's going to be a train strike, so fans wouldn't have been able to travel to that game regardless. So.
Cool. All right. Anything else, Lolo, before we head out?
That's it. We're top of the league. Be happy about it. Be happy about it.
All right, Mr. Tom. Now that you've all right, can you say something?
Yep. As usual, thank you to everyone that has given us their time, and especially the people in England that have stayed up late. I'd also like to thank Lolo for joining us in our Monday Night Nonsense. That's really what the show should have been called, Gary. Monday Night Nonsense. But anyway, thank you to everyone in all seriousness for the support and the comments.
Oh yeah, and Tony's on this silly delay, so he just interrupts us whenever he speaks. But anyways, here we go. We're gonna head out of here. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again next week, same time. I as you saw, Matt wasn't with us today. He's out. He's got work. This stupid work thing gets in the way, so he should be back next week, and we'll be talking about the Brentford game and anything else that comes up. We'll see you then. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. All right, everyone. See ya.